Station 51. Station 51. Television is in dire need of help. Emergency. Paramedics John Gage and Roy DeSoto, please report to MeTV immediately.
LA, Squad 51.
Dr. Brackett and Nurse McCall are awaiting your arrival.
Please stay with me. Just this one thing. It's very important.
Emergency.
Man, I never thought anybody'd find me here.
Fire department, stat. What's the address?
On MeTV, weekdays at 5, 4 Central.
10-4.
Hi, I'm John Mallos, and welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this great Monday morning. It's on the air, off the presses, and in our studio, we have Fresno's power couple. They are here from Bounce TV to talk about their new venture, and it's on the air. That's right, it's 7.3 KL, K-A-I-L. Your phone calls are important, 436 MeTV, option 11. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, do not wade through the message, especially on this Monday morning. Save yourself the pain of hitting any option. Just hit option 11 ASAP. Back with our guest in just a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
And welcome back to the program here on a Monday morning. It is on the air, off the presses. Glad to be with you again here on Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6. Of course, we are live here at 10:30 on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. And what a great weekend it was, because my Oakland A's tied up the series on Saturday by winning and had a great time at the Coliseum. Hey, I even got a rally towel from the Oakland Coliseum. See, check that out. Look at that. You wave that and root for the A's. Anyway, it's all tied up right now, 1-1. We'll see how the rest of the series goes, because they go back to Detroit for 2 games. And then, my friends, if necessary, they will come back for Game 5 Thursday night at your Oakland Coliseum. Anyway, today we're talking to the owners of Bounce TV. Now, you might, ask yourself this morning, what in the world is Bounce TV? Well, let me explain this. I mean, if you go onto cable television or even digital TV now with an antenna, you have hundreds and hundreds of channels to choose from, so the options are there for you. Whatever type of programming that you want to watch in this day and age, it is available to you, even in some cases free of charge. So many of you watch MeTV. It's a national network out of Chicago. Well, Bounce TV is a national network as well, only they originate their programming out of Atlanta. And so Bounce TV became a local affiliate here in the city of Fresno back in 2011. They are on 7.3 KAIL, that would be KAIL, and pretty much it's a lot of different programming. They have programs like comedy, black movies from the 70s. They have Soul Train. Here is a little promotional video to give you an example of what Bounce TV is all about, in case you might be interested in watching.
AMPTV presents Bounce TV, now on Comcast Channel 190, KAIL TV 7.3, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Enjoy premier quality African American and urban content in game shows, comedy, music profiles, and top 40 videos, dance shows, and more. From the classic blaxploitation movies to the popular big screen mega movie stars, watch black cinema every day via regular broadcast TV, cable. Enjoy national and local news, classic HBCU sports games with highlights of the Battle of the Bands, and watch local content that reflects what's happening in the African American San Joaquin Valley community, featuring local celebrities and hosts who bring all current events happening now, the finest local news and entertainment. Watch Bounce TV in your area on TV, Comcast Channel 190, and KAIL TV 7.3.
Bounce TV.
But they put their lives on the line.
Live in our studio right now, glad to have them in our studio. On the air, off the presses, is Julia Dudley Najieb and Lennice Najieb. They are the owners of Bounce TV, the local affiliate right here in the city of Fresno. You can watch them on 7.3 KAIL, K-A-I-L. And, of course, if you have Comcast, you can watch it on channel 190. So what type of people are they trying to appeal to? What does Bounce appeal to? What's this programming all about? And do they have a newscast? Do they have all sorts of programming that appeals to a wide-ranging variety of different people? Yes, they do. 436 MeTV. Option 11 is the telephone number, my friends. That's right. Just hit option 11 as soon as you can. And we're back with our two great guests here in just a moment.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
You're watching us on Comcast channel 187, and when you get done, you can flip over and you can watch the A's game. You can watch Bounce TV on Comcast channel 190 or KAIL 7.3, or if the best thing is to have 3 or 4 TV flat screens in your living room. You can watch them all at the same time. Anyway, joining us now here, of course, is Julia Dudley Najieb and, of course, Lennice Najieb. How are you guys today?
We're doing absolutely great.
Well,
you guys look great together.
Thank you.
Now, you are married, obviously.
Yeah.
And so this Bounce TV, let me ask you right off the bat.
Okay.
Who does this appeal to, this programming? What's your target audience?
Our target audience has been ages 25 to 54, but we're finding that the range actually goes from 18 to 54. And normally people think because this is an African-American network that we only appeal to an African-American audience, and that's not the case. We have a very diverse audience.
How much of your audience would you say, Lennice, is African-American?
I'd say majority of the audience is African-American, but we appeal...
What percentage would you, if you were to take a wild guess?
I'd say about 60%.
Okay.
It's pretty close to 60%.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were saying before I cut you off?
I was saying
Sorry.
more of a general audience that we have there. I was surprised to notice that some of the Hispanic audience love the show. Also, I was shocked to find out that a Filipino person watched the show and was really happy with the content of the show.
Mm-hmm. And why this venture? I mean, this is costly to you.
It is.
I'm sure you're not making money right off the bat.
No, not yet. Not yet.
So why get involved in a network that's out of Atlanta?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And now you're dealing with this local affiliate. How expensive is it?
It's pretty expensive. I mean, it's up in the thousands. We are paying out several $1,000s a month, but we have more of a vested interest, although we only serve 4%. If you look at the Valley, Central California has about 4% African-American population, but it's because we need to be able to have something for a local audience. So Bounce TV allows us to have that local component from news to community events that are happening. And so we're able to showcase that in between national programming. And let's be honest, people like to see themselves on TV.
Let me ask you, who are you shelling all these thousands of dollars out to, and for what purpose?
Well, we have to pay network fees. We have to make sure that it goes on the air. We have to make sure it's on Comcast, so you have to pay those carriage fees.
Yeah, and you're on 4.2.
4.2.
190 Comcast.
That's correct.
And KAIL. So
Yes.
you're paying all those fees just to be on those channels.
Right.
And you're on in Fresno and Sacramento and Bakersfield, right?
Correct. Yes, Bakersfield.
So how are you reaping the benefits? Where's your income coming from?
Well, our income, we are building up our advertising, which has to do with affiliate marketing, which is a little bit different. You can't do the traditional way. A lot of people don't have those dollars to spend.
How so?
How do they not have the dollars? How are we doing the affiliate program? We are allowing the community to buy in. I know Lennice can talk about that buy-in because that's been the most important component that makes us different from traditional TV.
How do you go to an advertiser and say, look, our target audience is African American, but there's only 4% of African Americans here in the Central Valley. How do you make that pitch, Lennice?
Well, the way we do the pitch is basically we have we let them know that it's more than African American watch the channel. Is that we have
Right.
a broader audience that watch the channel. So if we our costs for our advertisers is very inexpensive, and with the affiliate program, they can actually benefit through that process where we give them a 15% of a commission on that, so they can benefit as well.
I see. In your own mind, were you taking a risk because of the low population of African Americans here in the Valley? Is it a risk?
I think so, but we started that risk before Bounce TV. We were doing Crossings TV, and so we were still doing the same thing, essentially.
Right.
It was Scott, Barbie, and Gary Kokola said, well, why don't you do the same thing, but put it on multiple channels, put it on our channel. So we were still paying a fee, even with Crossings TV, where we had carriage fees there, and we were going to Sacramento, New York, and all those different locations as far as airtime. But why not do the same thing for our audience?
All right. Now, you mentioned your target audience is what, ages 18 to 54.
18
That's
to
the
54.
main one. And some of the programs that you have on is comedy, black movies
Yes.
from the 1970s. What are some of those movies, by the way?
You want to talk about some of those movies? Because
What are some of the movies?
well, some of the
I might know them.
You might know them, the
Yeah,
black
who knows?
exploitation. Okay,
Yeah.
so being that I was barely born, I don't want to say when I was born. That's why I said he would know more than I would.
Okay.
Some of the favorite movies, but there's such an array of movies that I can't even name all of them or one of them, because we actually have a Saturday night movie night that does that. It
okay.
showcases
Oh.
all the black movies, and it keeps rotating.
Give me the
And-
names of, say, a couple of the movies
Well,
that
you
maybe
can say-
we might see on
Yeah.
there.
You might say School Days is one.
Mm-hmm.
You might look at what is called golly.
Well, some of the old time actors, I think what he was talking about. You're talking about the '70s, right? You know
Yeah.
the
You can
70s
say
actors.
you can say Blackula. You know,
Okay.
people haven't seen Blackula in a while. It's just a whole array of them.
Yeah.
All right. And obviously,
Passenger 57.
okay, I've heard of that. I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard of that, Passenger 57. And Soul Train, which dates back to the 50s, originated in the city of Chicago. You guys carry Soul Train.
We carry Soul Train.
When?
too.
What
So they
time?
can watch it at
What
3
day?
a.m. They can watch it. We actually do it throughout the day, multiple
Okay.
times. And originally the program started off with that, having to show Soul Train multitude of times, but people didn't care. You know, they were able to go back into their memory banks. Say, oh, I remember that move. Even I
Right,
did that.
right.
And so we carry the Soul Train even from the 70s is more so what we've been using. 70s, 80s, and 90s is what we've been showing the most and showcasing.
And I don't have to tell you the amount of legendary, talented artists that appeared on Soul Train in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I
Yes.
mean, those that's my era. And I don't know about you guys, but I won't ask you. But Soul Train is a good one. We're going to come back because you're moving into a big building, right? Is it a big building or a small one?
It's bigger than where we were, so
Okay.
we like the size of it.
We're going to show the inside of that. You took some video and brought it here for us. We are going to take a phone call before we take a break. And good morning, you're on. Connect with me. What's your question?
Yes, good morning, John. May I ask the guest, what's their names, the guests?
Julia Dudley Najieb and lennice Najieb.
Okay, thank you, John. Listen, both of you, I'm going to ask you, if you don't, I'm waiting for you to come out with one, I'll give you a trivia question, one of the most watched or the best black TV sitcom ever produced in the United States, if not the world.
Sanford and Son.
You go back in time a little more than that.
Really?
A little
Okay.
bit more than that. If I'm 69 years old and it came out and with two guys, and it's a great show, and I know it's questionable. Some stations won't carry it.
I have
And
no idea.
Not the Amos and Andy.
okay,
right?
I give you it's A. Their first initials
and
are
Andy?
A and
Amos-
A.
Amos and Andy. Amos
There you
and
go.
Andy.
Thank you. Hey,
Okay.
great.
All right.
So I'll wait for your answer. I'd like to, if it's on, let me know when it is on, if that should happen.
Okay.
If not, give me the reason why it's not. Thank you.
Little before my time, so I don't recall Amos. I know what it is. Of course, I've heard of Amos and Andy, but
Sure.
never really seen it. So where can he find it if he wants to see it? What do you think of that program?
We have Amos and Andy on our mobile channels. I know there's been
Okay.
a lot of controversy in the past with the Amos and Andy
Because?
characters. dealing with some of the issues of race with
Okay.
Amos Andy. And
All
I
right.
don't know if Bounce TV has particularly stayed away from that because of
Okay.
that as far as national programming, but
Different
that's-
era, different
right,
time,
different era, different time.
mentality.
Right.
Anyway.
And the
okay.
audience.
Hey, another call, guys. Good morning. You're on with Julia and Lennice. What's your question?
Good morning. I just wanted to know what channel they're on. I just caught I just turned in on your channel.
Oh, sure.
I want to know what channel they're on.
Yeah. Have you got your pencil and piece of paper handy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. They are on Kale. If you have an antenna, you get them on Kale on 7.3 KAIL. If you have Comcast, they're on Comcast channel 190, and then they're on
Okay.
KVHS channel 4.2. That's with an antenna as well.
That's correct.
Okay?
Okay.
Any
Well,
other-
I thank you so much.
any
and
other
I
questions?
Congratulate and applaud them. I applaud them for what they're doing as an African-American mother. I'd like to see programming for our children, some of the things that are historical for our programming, and I'd like for them to also try to provide some documentaries as well,
Okay.
historical documentaries on their programming.
Now, let me ask you a question while I got you on the line here. We're kind of short on time, but you give me a quick answer. Being an African-American female, what kind of programming appeals to you, and would you like to see, not only on Bounce TV, but maybe other networks too?
You know what I'd like to see, Mr. Mallows? I'd like to see more local programming with our local community, providing information about how we are working as functioning in our dynamics as family. I'd like to see more realistic programming on television that's going to help us and enable us to be more successful in our families, whether it's diet, education, sports, religion, whatever it is, everything that's going to help to improve our society. I think a lot of our television programming now has sometimes negative connotations. I'd just like to see more positive programming that's uplifting and valuable to us as a community and a society overall.
Okay, I appreciate the phone call very much. Very insightful.
And I'd like to get their number afterwards. If you can give me their number, I'd appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Okay, thank you. Very good call today. Thank you for that. And we're back with our two great guests in just a moment.
Now, why don't you tell us the whole story right from the beginning? All right, from the beginning. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon.
Program?
We got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Back here on the air, off the presses. Anybody know what the A's score is? I know they started at 10 o'clock. All right, go A's, go A's. You guys carrying the A's game on Bounce? I want to know.
Sorry.
Darn.
We've got other stuff.
Anyway, so we're talking, of course, with Julia Dudley Najieb, Lennice Najieb. They are the owners of the local affiliate Bounce TV. It appeals to a lot of African Americans, but not only to African Americans. And I want to ask you because, you know, I grew up basically, as my memory only goes back to the 60s, obviously, mid-60s. Hey, I'm going to hold that thought and let the caller ask a question first, okay? I'll be second. Okay. Anyway, you're on the air. What's your question?
Yeah, I just have a comment. I really like your Bounce TV with some of the old shows that I didn't even know existed or movies that I've never seen before.
There you go.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the call. Let me ask you something. Just in this day and age, this time, that period that we're in now, 2013, if you look back, a lot of the African American, either actors or even community-wise, the African Americans were portrayed in a negative light to a certain extent. How do you combat that?
Well, luckily, there is local programming like what the other caller was talking about. And I think that's essentially important, being able to bring the light to let people know what's really happening in the community. And that's what we do, is we're able to impart that, let them know what's going on in local news, let them know what's going on from African American History Month. We have a gospel show that's coming up in the end of October. We have a step show.
Take another quick call here. You're on with Lennice and Julia. What is your question? Hello, caller. Go ahead. Caller, are you there? Nope, they're not there. So to try to combat that, you do local programming and try to focus on the positive things that are happening in the African American community. Why don't you comment on that, Lennice?
Well, it's a lot of positive things. In the past, it was been a lot of negative that's going out there, and we are more focused on
Why do you think that is? Why were
positive.
they portrayed in a negative light in the past? And are they still now to a certain extent?
I believe so. It's a lot of buffoonish behavior, making African American people themselves look unintelligent, not prosperous. So we want to more or less combine that and show a different light, a different energy to that.
Right. By focusing on local issues.
Exactly.
What the black community is doing, how they're progressing in education and business and everything else. Let's take another call here. Caller, you're on the air. What's your question?
Hi.
Turn down the sound on your TV, please.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
I'd like to compliment your guests. They are both beautiful and just radiant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering if they were going to have any old movies like Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
Maybe Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, or the Heat of the Night. I'm not sure if that's the name of the movie, but it had a spin-off, television series. But they are just radiant. Myself, I'm German, Irish, and English. And I just want to compliment them both. And I will be looking. I would like to know the times of the movies that are coming on. If I could get that information.
If you go,
there's kind of a lack of good movies on TV. So I would like to know what time they show their movies, and like A Raisin in the Sun with Sidney Poitier. He was one of the finest actors ever to grace the earth.
Yeah, forget about color. He was one of the best actors ever, anywhere.
Oh yeah, I don't look at color. I look within the person.
Yeah.
I don't look at
all right.
Sure. We're all the same inside.
That's right. No question about it.
We just need to realize that.
Listen, we're running short on time. I appreciate your telephone call, ma'am. And actually, that was one of the best calls. She brought out a good point. Guess who's coming to get dinner? And all these young people that are out there watching now, if there are any young people, they should watch this movie, one of the all-time greats with Sidney Poitier. Yes. So when is your movie, what's your movie schedule again?
The movie schedule is throughout the day. It's from 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So going to our Bounce TV Fresno, we actually have a TV guide that you can actually check, and also online, amptvnow.com or Bounce TV Fresno.
Are you going to show that movie, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
I think we have shown that.
You have shown it?
Yeah, we have shown that. We've shown a lot of Sidney Poitier movies already.
Yeah, that's, man,
Richard
one of the
Pryor.
best.
Richard Pryor, he's all in there. So.
Yeah, I'm just kind of partial to Mr. Portier, because he's just an outstanding, classy guy. What a great actor he was. There's no question about it. Back with more with our guests, Julia and Lennice. We're talking about Bounce TV, and we're going to bounce back here in just a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Back here with Julia and Lennice talking about Bounce TV. It appeals to African Americans, but not only to African Americans. A lot of other cultures and people are watching Bounce TV across the country, including right here in the city of Fresno. And let's roll a videotape quick before we run out of time. You're moving into a new building.
Sure.
And this is footage that you can see up there on the monitor. Explain what we're looking at now, Julia.
Sure. The footage you're looking at is where we just started. One of our friends, a good friend of ours, Terrence Frazier, his family donated 2 years to us to help build out our TV studio. So we're actually doing from the ground floor up.
Obviously,
So
we're looking at it. You're in the building stages now,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah, and this was several months back, so we're actually
Okay.
past that stage. But that's
Okay.
when we were just beginning
Right.
and getting the formulation of the idea. And see, there was a moving special there. Ours was pretty special, thanks to the Thaler family.
And AMP-TV is what?
And reproduction, that's what it
Okay.
stands for.
Okay. All right. That's your productions.
Yes. Oh,
right?
yes.
Okay.
That's our production company.
Right.
And so we
now, what
provide
will
that
you
video
be
content.
doing in this studio?
So in the studio, we'll be doing from having an audience. We have a place where there's a stage, and we're able to have.
So you have a
small-
live show with an audience?
We can have a live show with an audience.
Talk show?
Talk show.
Like this?
Just like this. We have a
Interesting.
green screen room that we have, of course, a recording room, all those basics that you would need to have an adequate TV studio to run every day.
And you have a local daily newscast, right?
That's
And what
correct.
time does that come on?
That comes on at 6 o'clock if we're not booted out by some of the
6 to what?
6 to 7 is usually an hour
So it's
programming.
an hour of newscast on
It's-
Bounce
yeah.
TV, local stuff.
Correct.
You anchor it with who else?
We have Jacoya Murphy, we have Brianna Maget, we have Cameron. So we have several of our interns that come in and produce the show, and each of them have a part from sports to local news to features.
I am available if you need
Okay,
a news anchor.
gotta
Anyway.
have you as a guest.
Caller, you're on the air. What's your question? Hello?
Hello?
Caller? Yeah, you're on the air. Quick.
Oh, yes. I love the programming and keep it up. And I love Superfly and Shaft.
Superfly.
I forgot
Thank
about
you.
those.
Oh, and Baby Boy. They played that one
Yes.
too. I love these movies. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guess who's coming to get dinner? Superfly and Shaft.
Yes.
Now, you got to put the Mod Squad on.
I
I'm
know.
sorry,
I
but
know, we
somebody's
gotta
got to
put
put
that
the
on.
Mod Squad on. That was one of my favorite
We'll put the
all-time
word
programs
out.
as a kid. I loved the Mod Squad. Those three characters were great. Anyway, you any chance of carrying that, by the way?
That's a good
No.
question. Depends on the licensing. Not as
No,
yet, but we'll let you
probably
know.
not.
I'll have
Probably
to send you an
not.
email when that
Oh,
comes
I love
out.
that. Anyway, it's on MeTV, I understand. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's probably why we don't need to carry it. You guys have it.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't even know our own programming. Anyway, another piece of video to give you an example of what Bounce TV is all about. Let's talk. Let's run that one. Let's talk on Bounce TV. Let's run that one.
Ken McCoy, as you can see, the crowd is ready for Big Time Rush. It is packed out here, and there's still people that didn't get tickets that did not come in yet, but it's going to be a great concert right here.
You wanna be famous, famous.
All right, my friends, let's talk. What programming is that? What is that show?
That is more of a longer news magazine that we have with Ken McCoy, who will host, go out into the community, find out what's going on. We just covered the big Fresno Fair, so he'll cover different events that are happening.
Oh, so you went out to the fair and interviewed some folks out
Sure
there,
we
see what
did.
they're doing?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. What is the hope for the future for Bounce TV? What do you hope to accomplish besides make a lot of money?
Yes, yeah, we want that first. But we want to make sure we have the quality programming for the audience and family-friendly programming.
Yeah.
We like that we're able to show these old movies that normally people aren't able to watch. So we want to continue to bring it on, bounce it on, and giving some of that great local programming as well.
Yeah, just check it out. If give Bounce TV a chance. If you want to check out what was happening in the 70s and maybe the 80s
Yes.
In television,
Got 80s.
Check out Bounce on 7.3. And so, Lennice, tough road to hoe, though, with the advertising, right?
Yes, it is. Now, especially with the market that's out there right now, it is.
Yeah, and so what's your game plan going in when you approach a client? What's your game plan right now? As I speak, let's say you go out today. What's your game plan to sell Bounce TV?
The game plan to sell Bounce TV is to everybody want to know what's in it for them. You know, how can I, myself, my company benefit from this?
And they want to know who's watching.
And they want to know who's watching. So I let them know, well, we have pretty much a majority of the African American community, and also more than that is a general population over and above the African American community. So it's not so much of the African American community, it's more
We're all one community.
one community.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's what we are. And so we're out of time. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Julia, Lennice.
Thank you, John.
You know,
Lennice,
you're not
Allen.
our I don't consider you guys competition.
No, no,
We're all
we're not.
together in this.
Yes.
So
Yes,
anything
we
we
are.
can do to help, let us know. And I imagine it would be you guys would help us in return.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for having us.
All right, thank
Fresno's new power couple. Look at the camera there. Look in the camera. Look at that great shot of both of them, Lennice and Julia of Bounce TV. We're back tomorrow with another edition of Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno, Comcast Channel 187, 43.6. See you tomorrow. Go A's.
That was